What if your bad breath isn't actually coming from your mouth? That sour, metallic, or even rotten egg smell you sometimes notice when you wake up, or worse, when someone subtly steps back mid-conversation, might be your gut trying to send a distress signal. Because believe it or not, your breath can reveal what's happening deep inside your digestive system. Recent research shows your mouth and gut are in constant communication, sharing bacteria, gases, and chemical signals through something scientists now call the gut-lung axis. So when your gut falls out of balance, your breath might be the first thing to tell you. And the truth is, brushing harder or popping a mint won't fix it, because the real cause might be 20 feet deeper. So what exactly is your breath trying to tell you? Can it really expose digestive issues, nutrient deficiencies, or even the state of your gut microbiome, the community of trillions of bacteria living in your intestines? And if so, how can a simple change in your diet or daily habits turn your breath into a sign of health, not a warning light? Most people think bad breath is just poor oral hygiene. Maybe you forgot to floss, or you had garlic for lunch. But in many cases, that unpleasant odor comes from metabolic processes happening in your gut, like incomplete digestion, bacterial overgrowth, or slow bowel movement. Imagine your digestive tract as a long, busy factory. Food goes in, gets processed, and nutrients get absorbed. But when this factory slows down, or when the wrong microbes take over, waste gases like methane, hydrogen, and sulfur compounds start to build up. And some of those gases? They travel upward, through your bloodstream, into your lungs, and finally, out through your breath. It's not magic, it's biochemistry. And scientists are now realizing that this invisible gas exchange between your gut and lungs may be one of the most overlooked windows into internal health. So how does this connection actually work? Let's start with what's known as the gut-lung axis. Think of your gut and your lungs as two chatty roommates living in the same apartment, the body. They share the same blood supply, immune signals, and even microbial communication lines. When one roommate starts acting up, the other almost always feels it. For example, studies have found that people with chronic gut inflammation, like IBS or leaky gut, often have respiratory symptoms too, shortness of breath, chronic cough, or even asthma flare-ups. Why? Because the immune cells that protect your gut lining can release inflammatory molecules that travel to your lungs, altering how they respond to microbes or allergens. And the reverse is true too. Chronic lung infections or antibiotic use can disturb the gut microbiome, allowing odor-producing bacteria like Klebsiella or Helicobacter pylori to multiply. When that happens, your digestive system starts fermenting food instead of breaking it down properly. The result? A cocktail of volatile sulfur compounds, those same chemicals that make rotten eggs smell the way they do, escaping through your breath. It's your gut's version of an emergency alarm. Here's where things get surprising. Your breath can sometimes diagnose gut problems before any blood test or scan does. In hospitals and research labs, there's a simple test called the hydrogen-methane breath test. You drink a small dose of sugar, like lactulose or glucose, and then exhale into a bag every 15 to 20 minutes. If your breath shows unusually high levels of hydrogen or methane, it's a red flag for SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. SIBO is when bacteria that should stay in your colon start invading your small intestine. It's like having workers from the packaging department show up in the cooking area. They cause chaos. These misplaced bacteria start fermenting your food too early, producing gases that cause bloating, pain, and, you guessed it, bad breath. And it doesn't stop there. If your breath smells fruity or sweet, it could be a sign of ketosis, when your body is burning fat instead of carbs for energy. That's normal in small doses, but in diabetics, it can signal a dangerous buildup of ketones in the blood, called ketoacidosis. If it smells fishy, it could be trimethylaminuria, a rare metabolic disorder where your body can't properly break down certain compounds in food like eggs or fish. The result is a strong, ammonia-like odor released through both sweat and breath. And if your breath carries a musty or metallic tone, it could even point to liver dysfunction, because toxins that a healthy liver would filter out are instead recirculating in your blood and escaping through your lungs. So in a way, your breath is like a daily health report, one most of us never pay attention to. But here's the hidden danger. When we cover up bad breath with mints or mouthwash instead of addressing the cause, we silence that early alarm. Meanwhile, deeper issues, gut inflammation, nutrient malabsorption, or microbial imbalance, continue quietly building up. Your body wants to communicate. Bad breath isn't just a social inconvenience, it's often a symptom. Imagine two people with the same problem. One keeps chewing gum and switching toothpaste brands. The other starts asking, what if my breath is trying to tell me something? That second person might uncover an early stage of gut imbalance, or even prevent more serious health problems before they begin. And that brings us to the next big question: what actually happens inside your body when that gut imbalance goes untreated? Because if your breath can warn you this early, the story it's telling might be more urgent than you think. Imagine this: you start noticing your breath turning sour or metallic more often. You brush, floss, use mouthwash, but nothing changes. Weeks go by, and the odor persists. You feel bloated after meals, tired after eating, maybe even struggle with brain fog or breakouts. That's not coincidence, it's connected. When your gut microbiome becomes imbalanced, a condition called dysbiosis, the good and bad bacteria in your intestines stop playing as a team. Instead of producing beneficial compounds like vitamins B12 and K, or short-chain fatty acids that protect your gut lining, harmful bacteria begin generating inflammatory byproducts and gas. Over time, this imbalance can damage your intestinal walls, allowing undigested food particles and toxins to leak into your bloodstream, what scientists call increased intestinal permeability or leaky gut. Once those toxins enter your circulation, they travel everywhere, to your liver, your skin, your brain, and yes, your lungs. That's when you start noticing symptoms you'd never think were gut-related: fatigue, acne, allergies, anxiety, and chronic bad breath. Your body's internal ecosystem is like a coral reef. When the balance of life inside it collapses, everything around it suffers, even the parts that seem far away. And there's another hidden consequence. Persistent bad breath can actually worsen your gut health over time. Here's how. The more you try to mask the smell with sugar-filled gums or alcohol-based mouthwashes, the more you disturb your oral microbiome. And your mouth isn't isolated, it's the first stop of your digestive system. Every swallow sends those disturbed bacteria straight into your gut, feeding the very imbalance that caused the problem in the first place. It becomes a vicious loop: bad gut, bad breath, oral imbalance, worse gut. And since about 70% of your immune system resides in your gut, that imbalance doesn't just affect digestion. It affects how your body fights inflammation, infections, and even how it regulates mood through neurotransmitters like serotonin. In fact, researchers have found that people with chronic gut issues have higher levels of systemic inflammation, which in turn impacts respiratory function, reinforcing the gut-lung connection. So while bad breath might seem like a small social issue, it's often your body's first attempt to whisper, something deeper is wrong. The question is, are you listening? Because if you catch it early, there's good news. You can restore that balance, and your breath, naturally. So, what can you actually do if your breath is hinting that your gut needs help? The first step is simple: stop treating the symptom and start investigating the source. If you've had persistent bad breath despite good oral hygiene, it's worth asking your doctor about a breath test for SIBO or H. pylori. Both are non-invasive, quick, and can reveal hidden bacterial overgrowth or infection inside your digestive tract. But even before tests, your daily habits can reveal a lot. Start by looking at your plate. Your gut microbiome feeds on what you feed it. Diets high in processed foods, refined carbs, or artificial sweeteners can starve your beneficial microbes and promote the growth of odor-producing ones. On the other hand, foods rich in fiber, prebiotics, and fermented ingredients, like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, garlic, onions, and oats, help good bacteria thrive. Think of it like tending a garden: you can't grow flowers if you're constantly pouring soda on the soil. Next, hydrate generously. Water helps flush out toxins and supports saliva production, which naturally cleanses your mouth and maintains pH balance. A dry mouth, especially in the morning, creates the perfect environment for sulfur-producing bacteria to multiply. Third, support digestion. Eating slowly, chewing thoroughly, and managing stress all help your gut do its job properly. When you rush meals or eat under stress, your body diverts energy away from digestion, leading to fermentation and gas buildup. Another overlooked factor? Sleep. Poor sleep disrupts gut bacteria diversity and raises cortisol levels, which can indirectly affect your immune response and digestion. Studies have shown that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night tend to have more oral and gut imbalances, meaning your late-night Netflix habit could literally change the way your breath smells. If you want a simple at-home check, try this. Blow into your cupped hands first thing in the morning, before brushing your teeth or drinking water. If your breath smells rotten, sour, or sweet, it's a sign to check your gut health and hydration levels. And remember, mouthwash isn't the enemy, but it's not a cure either. Alcohol-based rinses can dry your mouth, killing both good and bad bacteria. A better alternative? Rinse with salt water or xylitol-based mouthwash, which maintain moisture while supporting microbial balance. Ultimately, fixing bad breath isn't about stronger toothpaste, it's about restoring the communication between your gut, lungs, and mouth. When that system is balanced, your breath becomes what it should be: neutral, fresh, and silent, because healthy systems don't have to shout for attention.